About that.
Let's go to the lobby
Yes.
and start our draft here. And we see the pick bands will be starting in just a moment. We'll take a look at the SMG perspective. Wait, Solid Jake Hedwig hair? Oh my goodness.
So EG has opted to take second pick, even though they won the previous game. Of course, there's a lot of advantages to taking second pick. You want to see perhaps what type of strategy they're shooting towards. Maybe to take a sort of a wasted ban, sort of, to secure some of the heroes. There's a lot of strategy that goes into first pick, second pick, what heroes you ban out. It's quite complicated, to be honest with you. And there's specific people in the community right now that are very capable of coaching teams just on this topic, drafting.
Drafting is huge.
And we saw this at BlizzCon. There's a lot of games that can be decided.
EG vs Cloud9.
Yeah, Cloud9 did a really, really good job drafting during their games at BlizzCon.
Yep.
Different circumstances a little bit based on some of the rules, but still, there's a lot to be said about what happens here at the draft screen.
Well, speaking of drafts, let's look at our draft. And we have a ban out of Arthas coming out of Symbiote Gaming, and Evil Geniuses will be banning out Tychus. SMG responds with a pick on Tassadar.
Yes. Now, those bans are what I expected to see majority of games. Those two heroes are what I feel to be the strongest heroes in the game right now. Okay, and then EG looks like to be responding with Vala Falstad. Two strong.
The next two
Mage
strongest assassins, really.
Yes.
When it comes down to it, I mean, Vala Falstad have.
Although Illidan has been making a pretty good case.
Well, I guess he's a melee assassin, so it's a little bit different. But you're right. The new Illidan is been laughed at for a long time, and Trixler is actually just sitting there in his Blizzard boxers at home, laughing at us. Like, I told you Illidan would rule the community.
He must be like half happy about it, but half sad that they're not running the hunt. He
Well,
loves that hunt.
Rip the hunt. It's all about the punt on Dragonshire, and that is the only form.
Not
of
even
that.
Dragonshire.
Uther Chen gonna be the
They've
picks
been putting
here.
a lot of work in with. It seems every game so far it's been Uther or Rhaegar for them.
Tassadar, Uther Chen have been picked up almost every single game.
Yeah.
Almost. Maybe every
Dreadnought's
single
been doing
game.
work on
Maybe
Chen.
every single game.
He was running the Anubarak before. That was his sort of secondary warrior to go to, and now it seems as though he has changed his tune. He's now playing Chen quite a bit.
Well, Anubarak suffered a little bit from this patch, and
He
maybe Dread deems Anubarak to be unworthy in the current state that he is. So
Tassadar, still a very high-picked
Yeah.
hero.
and
Still quite good.
another thing to note, we have not seen a single Abathur in the
Abathur.
games we have cast.
That was something that I noticed. He hasn't been picked at all.
Nope.
At all.
And it's not as much a nerf to Abathur as it is a nerf to Symbiote. Or excuse me, Bribe. Not.
You'll get it.
Corey saved me.
What is it you're going for here?
Promote.
There we
Corey
go.
saved me.
Oh my goodness.
Promote.
Well,
yes, they
also
big nerf to promote.
some of the more prominent Abathur players are not here. LZ was very well known for.
True, but Dunk plays a lot of Abathur, and we
Yep.
didn't see him on
Zuna as
Maelstrom.
well.
But we only cast 2 games on.
Yep. So
maybe
maybe there's still time. Perhaps we will see some Abathur play.
Yeah,
later.
Brightwing Stitches are going to be the next picks here on the side of Evil Geniuses. They've got this crazy roam ability here.
SMG is going to be professional against Brightwing after this tournament. It seems as though, wow. Okay.
Rusty rocking a Brightwing again. Sergeant Hammer, played by Idra.
Oh man.
This is something I have never.
No, that's not true. When Hammer was battle tank, long ago. This is before the
Okay.
graduating
We're
range
talking.
hover siege.
We're talking like
Many
5 months ago.
Yeah,
like-
probably 5-6 months ago. I do recall Idra playing quite a bit of Hammer.
Yeah,
We're sort of back in that same meta for Hammer right now. It is sort of still battle tank, whether he goes mines, knockback mines, level 16, or if he's going to go for some executioner for a strike build. We'll have to see. But this does fit his Hammer style, the Hammer style that he knows, the one that he used to play with. So, not surprising.
Well, the players are ready. The casters are ready. Gonna give them the GLHF. And guys, we're gonna get this game underway here. Game number 2 in the semifinals of Kings of the Storm Weekly number 5.
Yes.
Symbiote Gaming is up 1-0 versus Evil Geniuses. The Hammer hype.
And SMG. Yes, it's going to be Very, very fun match. Garden of Terror. How much have we seen this map? Have we casted any games on this map yet today? I don't think we have.
I think the first game of the day might have been Garden.
Yes, I have my.
You have a cheat
sheet that
you
I
record
tossed
all
away.
this.
Oh, apparently I didn't.
You're
well.
the worst. You're actually
Oh, well.
the worst. I think the first game of the day was Garden.
It might have been. It might have been. All right.
We may never know. All right, well, we're getting ready here to start this match on up. Pull up the overlay, and it would be quite good if I updated the score
Yes,
here. So
absolutely.
Symbiote
While Jake is
reflected
doing that, I will introduce SMG. So for their warrior, they have Dreadnought on Chen. For their support class, they have Mad Timmy on Uther. Soldier on Illidan and Arthlon on Zagara. And then to round out their damage, they have KO on Tassadar.
Looks like Faye had a bit of a hiccup, but she's back in the game, so that's good. On the other half, though, Faye is going to be wiggling around on the Falstad. We have Idra playing Sergeant Hammer, Rusty playing Brightwing, Equinox running around on a reindeer as Vala, and Stitches will be their tank in the front line, played by Mookie Pants.
Yes.
Mookie Pants is a great name for Stitches.
It's a great name overall, I gotta be honest with you.
Why not Mookie Shorts? Why Pants?
You don't like pants? I like pants.
Pants are good.
I think the big thing that I'm going to be looking for here is protect the hammer. How are they going to protect the hammer? And are they going to be running... How much of their damage are they relying to get out of hammer? She is quite a squishy hero, I will say. Not the greatest escapes. So I would say that a lot of the team fights will rely on hammer getting a solid positioning. If EG does win team fights, I think we can look to the hammer to see where he was in that fight and how it affected the outcome.
As the hammer expert, you think he's going to be going the knockback mine build?
I feel it's the strongest one right now, but let me look to see if they have something that will trigger Executioner. Falstad's hammer and Polymorph, if they take the slow on Polymorph and or Frost... Oh, what is it? Frost arrows? I can't remember the name of that. 13 talent.
Oh, the multi-shot.
Multi-shot, yes. Frost arrow. Frost shot. That's it. So those are some possibilities to trigger Executioner. I still feel as though you get a lot of utility out of the mine knockback. And when that first was put into the game, we were like, oh, that's probably really bad. But the knockback it's very small. It's like stuttered knockbacks, and it's just really good for disruption.
And usually, if you get hit by one, you get by a few at a time.
Yeah.
So it really does make a big difference in that.
An immediate dash for the seeds from both teams, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be divided up. Bottom lane looks like it's going to be taken here by EG. At least they got the 15 for each side. And nice hook on KO, but KO is just going to rotate on back. You know, being able to be invincible for a few seconds is pretty nice.
Arth putting a lot of damage down on that hammer. Idra, of course.
And the tower. I mean, look at the damage on the tower. I mean, based on this new go aggro on the tower meta, I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen any attempts to grab Mule.
EG is running double bribe. I just noticed this on two of their very mobile heroes.
Oh, Mookie Pants.
Like
Mookie, I mean, he has a Brightwing with him, but this is still really
Soldier,
scary.
body blocking.
Doing his best.
It's huge.
Is it enough?
Is he going to get it?
Is it enough? Oh,
oh my gosh.
He goes over. He's too
This is crazy. I don't think he wanted to hop over that wall. There's a sort of, I'm not sure if it's a glitch or not, but if you click on a hero that's standing next to a wall and you flip over them, sometimes you get put right over that wall. And of course, he's got a couple seconds of cooldown before he can flip back over. Ended up taking too much damage. We saw that Mad Timmy was trying to go up to save him with some of the burst healing. Just wasn't enough, and he ended up dying there.
Meanwhile, Dread's been up in the top lane for quite a while. Just kind of soaking this lane, getting some value. The seeds have been cleared up. It's 37-23 in favor of Symbiote Gaming. Nothing major, but Symbiote is going right on this top lane. Going to go try to capture some seeds from this top terror. And in the bottom lane, you know, they're oblivious.
So, like I was saying before, they did take double bribe, and I'm wondering how that's going to play in. And it's on two of their mobile heroes. I wonder if they're going to get very aggressive with Mercenary Camp. Like if they're going to steal them from the other side of the map. It's risky, of course, and if SMG's aware of what's going on. Of course, they can see that they have double bribe as well.
Soldier.
Curious to see how that pans out.
Yeah, Soldier, you know, again, getting a little aggressive, but realizing he needs to back up. As soon as you see the Brightwing teleporting, then they're in on the Mookie Pants, the Stitches, if you will.
Stitches.
You got to be a little bit careful. And they got a few seeds from it. They're at 53 now, but that terror, the majority of the seeds come out of the death.
Really
right?
nice hook.
Yeah,
Oh.
but it's a tassel.
Yeah, it is
so
a tassel.
I wasn't. It's a good hook, but it doesn't really mean anything.
I get
in the long
excited
run.
when we see some good hooks.
I know
Stitches man myself.
This is like the Kubi appreciation. He's
Yeah,
got
it's
Hammer
not playing
and
a-
Stitches on one team.
I
Those are
love
your
it.
two favorites.
So nice.
And yeah, we see they're actually going to grab all the remaining seeds on that after most of the work was done.
So there's going to be a bit of contention down for that last terror. I'm not sure how many seeds have already been taken from it, but you get about 60 seeds. Okay, so it is still full. The team that takes it will get 60 seeds from it. So
Yeah,
there probably will be a team fight over this at some point because the Garden Terror is quite strong, can take a lot of forts if you play it right. So whichever team wins this fight ends up taking those 60 seeds, they will get a Terror. The other team will be denied a Terror. How much push are they going to get out of this? We'll have to see, but I would imagine we'll see a big fight out of this.
All right, the double bribe we talked about is being used immediately. They do the double bribe on the Giants, middle, and their side, so no aggressive Giants, but that gives them some kind of leeway to take these seeds.
Yeah,
they say
that's
we're
true.
going to use the bribe, to put some pressure on bottom and middle lane, and then we're going to rotate up and take the seeds while they're clearing up those Giants.
I
Really
like that.
cool play.
That's smart. Oh, Rusty gets grabbed by the root.
Yeah.
SMG not able to respond to that, of course, not by. They will take this, and they
yeah.
will get the first Garden Terror.
Very cool. Very smart.
I like that strategy.
Yeah,
Save it until that Terror. Whether they knew that the Terror fight race was going to come down to that one, minion Terror, I'm not sure, but it worked out for them, and they at least played into the situation perfectly. So I like that.
Yeah, I know, just incredibly well done by them there. And it's gonna help them get this first dragon. It looks like the Bala is gonna be in the Terror. We have Equinox running on forward into the Terror.
That said, SMG did take level 10 first,
but they're just
behind,
off,
that's
and
true.
by the time it matters, they will hit level 10, soaking all three lanes, kill a few minions here, and ding, there it is.
No crazy talents taken in terms of heroics for SMG. And we do see that the hammer is going Napalm Strike. Seems to be a mainstay for a lot of hammer players. I would not have been completely surprised if they decided to go with the BFG, especially since at level 20 you get the revolving BFG. Since the games are going so long,
Especially on Terror, especially on Garden.
Especially on Garden of Terror, the games take a long time. You can certainly get a lot of damage out of that revolving bullet. It's a bit risky, and Napalm is you're almost always going to get a lot of effectiveness out of it. I mean, but either choice would have been fine in my book.
I've probably played close to 70 games this week in this new patch.
Yeah.
And I'd say at least 50% of my Garden games go to about 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So Nate, like you said, BFG and getting the revolving routes for a long game. Once you hit level 20, the amount of value that you get out of it puts a timer on their core, especially if they don't have Mule.
Yeah.
And it keeps an entire lane pushed for you, so it has a lot of power. But it's not really that clutch until 20. So you have to worry. I mean, Napalm Strike is much more useful for that whole 10 levels of the game. But like you said, if the meta evolves to be super late game, I think BFG could definitely become a thing. Hook goes out, no dice.
So it looks as though SMG hasn't taken any particularly crazy heroics. We do see Panda Pals on Chen, Divine Storm on Uther, Metamorphosis on Illidan, Ma on Arthalon Zagara, and of course Archon to round that out. They've been sort of allowed to take this very similar composition almost all the games that we've been casting for them so far. Whether that's something that teams look to try to disrupt in future picks, but they've been allowed to take these comps, and it's working well for them.
Yeah, and all the talents look pretty standard here.
Yep.
I mean, very, very standard stuff.
Yeah.
But
the only one I felt was really up for contention was possibly Hammers. And it looks as though Idra has elected to go with Knockback Mines at level 13, so we will probably also see him pick up 2 extra mines at level 16. Of course, Faye and Falstad has taken Rewind. We'll probably see an Overdrive at level 16. That just sort of fits into the Mage Caster Overdrive Shock and Awe DPS output.
Falstad fell there. We actually missed the action there.
Oh, yes.
Trying to push in this top lane. Looks like they got the kill. I assume it was Soldier getting the kill. And, they're chasing Dread out, but Dread's going to be just fine. The Giants will fall, the Golems there. And 5 seconds until the seeds do, in fact, spawn here on this map. A little bit of aggression in multiple places. Looks like they're going to opt to grab these Knights at the start of the night. Now, EG can see, excuse me, Symbiote can see that this night camp is still on the mini-map for a little bit longer. Typically, the mercenaries disappear.
No, that's only after the terrorist.
Oh, you're right. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good correction.
Okay,
there.
so SMG quickly grabs some of the camps. Now they have two choices here. They can continue to fight as their regular heroes to try and take as many seeds as possible to deny EG taking a second terror, or they can immediately hop into the terror and try to go up to contest that. Now, there's sort of a trade-off there. If you grab the terror too early and you don't win that fight, then the other team will basically get their own free terror because you've wasted so much time using yours to collect seeds. It looks as though they're still collecting. Oh, is EG going to get denied here? Wow. Okay. Big play. It sort of worked out in SMG's favor that they didn't get those 5 seeds. Sometimes you have to even consider, like, is it worth suiciding a hero down? Just late game, sometimes it is, honestly, especially if you have somebody with Resurgence. Just like hop over the wall and grab those 5 seeds. Because let me tell you, when we get to like 30 minutes on Garden of Terror, those plants hit hard.
They hit really hard, and we're about to see Soldier rocking in that plant terror, hitting as hard as he can. And they picked up that bottom fort, very good for them, but that's not going to be their target. The target is going to be the middle and top town halls, seeing if they can take care of those here. And they're moving on in to see what they can do.
Yes, okay, so looks as though SMG is about to hit 16. This may give them a power spike heading into this next fight. It's going to be really tough for EG to defend this.
I gotta say that the hook at the climax of the sprint of the terror was very amusing to me. If it had that extra burst at the end, that would be terrifying.
The wall, probably smacked his face, and it was like, ah, come on.
And you know, they're just gonna wail away on this fort here, see how much damage they get done. EG is in here in full defense, all 10 members in the middle of the map. Heroics being used, Strafe going down, doing a lot of damage to that Garden Terror. Dreadnought's taking damage, but he does not care too much here. Mad Timmy in the front line. Equinox is kind of out of position. Emerald Wind able to get him out. Get a kill as Uther is pushed into the wall by the Emerald Wind.
That was good. I was going to say, if they didn't pick up that kill out of that, SMG would have been in a great spot. They have burned 2 heroics to not really pick up anything. They would have been able to pressure, maybe even take down that wall in front of the keep. It does not appear to be the case, as though Mad Timmy has fallen. So we will see the Plant Terror sort of bounce around a little bit, try to get some more damage done to the forts. He's not probably going to take any of those forts with such little HP pool.
It's very unlikely. They're gonna keep, you know. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice attempt. They're gonna keep EG chasing as long as they can. At the very most, the Garden Terror is gonna be annoying. But EG says, you know what? We're not buying it. Right. We don't care if you've got 5 seconds. It's just gonna dissipate. You might get off one more here, but actually,
wow.
Soldier says, you know what?
Look at this.
I'm gonna rip through your wall because it can't do anything. He gets it off at the last possible second. Down goes the well. He's going to get 1,300 experience from the towers, and he's just going to fall back.
that was pretty decisive.
Oh my god, actually SMG is on full aggression here. Rotates down. That's 2,600 experience from towers that they got after the Plant Terror dissipated.
Of course, we still see Brightwing at the top of the map. She can teleport over when needed.
What did they get? They got this fort, sure. They didn't even get the final tower.
Things are looking a bit scary for you.
And that's a big XP difference, but this is a big initiation here. Equinox is going to fall almost immediately to the Metamorphosis. Idra is getting very low.
Gosh.
Beautiful Divine Storm. Mookie Pants actually backing up that Emerald Wind is what they needed to keep him alive, but Rusty's going to fall as well. And you know what? Faye and Mookie in a bad spot. And SMG is let's say they're going to end it, because then they won't end it. They're going to end it here, guys. They're going to end it here.
The meta play. Gosh. And they're doing it? They're going in.
The Gorge, it's not going to be enough to get him into there.
I mean, a Soldier gets a kill on one of these 2 people.
But we said the game won't end. Or the game will end. We said the game will end. God! SMG just does whatever we don't say.
Right. Oh my goodness, a really, really nice hook. It is on Tassadar. He probably will be able to get out, and that doesn't appear to be the case.
Well, they're going for the chase here. All members except Brightwing are up, and
this
Brightwing
is questionable. I'm going to be honest with you.
Into battle immediately. Mookie Pants, they need Emerald Wind is available here, and I don't think it's ready. I don't think it's ready, so this is really risky for him to be in the front there.
Pretty good value
on this. Fall for it, dies immediately, donating that almost 900 experience, and now hero of the storm.
I'm questioning why they chased so hard. They should have been pretty happy that they didn't lose their core in that engagement, honestly. Yeah. They were down a hero. SMG hadn't lost anyone, so I'm not sure if they were just maybe hoping to catch SMG off guard with a hook, pull somebody in, and just maybe someone was lagging behind. They were going to clean up the giant camp, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, but it was very risky, high risk, and perhaps low reward, honestly.
Yeah. I can't disagree.
Yeah.
It was questionable. Like, there's if you had Emerald Wind,
yeah,
great.
But he
great.
He needed 4 more
you
seconds.
You can do something awesome. You have the Emerald Wind, and you can make a huge play.
Yep.
Without it, you're just throwing yourself into the slaughterhouse and gonna get butchered, and that's what happened. Stomp City goes down, but the Terra dies with his stomp.
Of course. Yeah. So the mines are actually pretty nice for keeping the other team out from scouting you. Of course, you get that knockback, and they have vision as well. Teams are probably just going to split seeds here, but of course, if you remember, EG was about 5 seeds short last Terror, so they will be picking up their own Terror here. SMG as well.
Yeah, the Terrors will collide here to fight over the other Terrors. So we got 3 Terrors. This is a party, my friend. He's going to try to run in Equinox? No, he's not going to be that bold.
Slapping each other, rock'em sock'em plants.
Rock'em sock'em plants, indeed. It's my favorite game as a child. And, a lot. Equinox is kind of on the other side of this battle. He doesn't want to be there. The Emerald Wind is what they needed, so that's good. But now
EG's
it's on
saying
cooldown.
We don't want to fight here.
Yeah, EG needs to kind of back up. Without Emerald Wind, you don't have that escape. They can just dive on you. You have both, Illidan's in the Terror right now, but Pandapal's going hard here, and Idra has the mines to knock back, and the Terror is actually going to help zone for him, so very good there.
Not sure I actually agree with him popping Pandapals there.
Wow, and they got a kill on Stitches, so immediately they need to back up even further. Idra is in a tough spot, able to boost on out of here. And,
wow, and they're about to hit 22, so I can almost guarantee you we will see that resurgence from Chen, so he can go crazy. Uther is also taking resurgence, upgraded Metamorphosis from Illidan, Blink, Bolt of the Storm from Zagara, and the upgraded Archon. I believe that is Dark Archon.
Idra is going to get decimated here. There it is. Soldier going on in, but Soldier will pay the ultimate price of his life with it as well. The keep is going to be willed away. Both Zagara and Tacit are sieging up, doing a ton of damage from afar. And it will fall right here as well. 3 members down for EG, 1 member down for SMG.
Yep. And of course, they were not able to hit level 20 before that fight, so we do not even know if Idra was going to take Resurgence, but he certainly doesn't get the opportunity to use it there. I think it makes sense for Illidan to dive in. Well, he has the higher death timers, so it was probably a call that he was hoping he'd be able to get out, but it sort of works out if they end up trading.
Maybe they got the keep out of it because Idra was dead. There's a million variables. I think it was worth it. Getting that keep is a huge part of the game. Level 20 in favor here for SMG, and it's not over yet, but
back up. They're going to take mercenary camps, have a double giant push, separate lanes. As far as I can remember, that top fort is somewhat low in HP, and if they decide to push out, it's about half health. If they decide to push out with these giants, they can probably secure that. EG looks like to be responding with a similar plan, taking their own giants.
Yeah, right now it's just kind of passive, feeling each other out, but not anymore. No more passivity as SMG is running right on in. The mines are there to keep them safe. Those mines will actually just kind of bump them back. And the hook is there on Mad Timmy.
Gosh.
That is what they need to do. That is what Stitches is all about.
Have Resurgence up.
And when you consider Hook Gorge Polymorph, it's free food.
Of all the games I've casted, that probably was the best Hook Gorge I've seen. He weaved in between the giants. Well, of course, couldn't hook his own giants, but he was able to get right around Dreadnought to hook Mad Timmy. That was clutch. And of course, he does have Resurgence, so I guess not as much value as he was hoping for, but it was still a really nice hook in my book.
Yep, I'm very pleased with that.
Okay,
hook.
It would appear as though Idra and Tamuki are going to be grabbing double Resurgence, so there's 2 Resurgence for each team. I would guess that Faye on Falstad will be taking Blast of Awe, and we do see the triple Emerald Wind and upgraded Strafe from Equinox on ball.
Oh, that's a big mod there, going down on Tassadar. Emerald Wind is doing work right now. Mookie is going to try to back up here, but Rusty is no more, and Mookie has got to deal with the Betrayer himself, as the Betrayer is going to rip apart everything in his path here.
Okay, so that Emerald Wind that happened there, you're either looking to get one of 2 things out of an Emerald Wind. You're either trying to separate out the other team separate players or you're trying to disengage. They did neither of that. They separated Illidan a little bit, but he's such a mobile hero. Even if he's out of position, he's probably going to get back in. Wait, did SMG? Did they?
They over SMG'd.
No. Oh, they're getting out.
They over SMG'd.
Guys, we jinxed them. Did we jinx them? Oh, he's got it.
Yes,
Oh
but
my
will Faye
gosh.
pay with her life? No, Faye is going to have to run from that Hunter Seeker.
He's got it.
Mookie
He's got
slam
it.
He's alive. He's
Wow.
alive. She's alive.
This is it.
Yeah,
This is
SMG over SMG'd.
We were just talking about this, how we've never seen them mess that up.
Caster's Curse, ladies
Caster's
and
Curse
gentlemen,
indeed.
in full effect here.
Wow.
Evil Genius is still alive,
That's
having a big advantage because the death timers are in their favor.
This is
They're
quite
gonna
scary
get
still.
a
For
lot
EG.
of seeds. It's
22%.
scary for EG,
Yes.
but they can pretty much get 2 full plant terrors.
Yes, they
they
can.
can deny a plant terror for a Symbiote. Actually, they're not going to do that. They're going to play safe. They're playing passively. Even though 3 members are down, we're seeing them go for that terror. They don't want to deny the second plant terror, and I think this is kind of a mistake. I mean, there's still 3 people dead.
Yes and no. Okay, well, so they have to make sure that their lanes are pushed out, especially the mid and the bottom. Like,
You're right.
They need incredible amounts of vision, especially when their core is sitting at 22% HP. If they don't catch the moment that they pass the halfway mark trying to dive onto that core and hearth back and set themselves up to be in position to receive that like all in, then they're going to lose. This is why they need to make sure that their lanes are super pushed out. So if you see them playing very passively with this plant terror, wouldn't surprise me. Can a plant terror hearth back?
A plant terror
Player
cannot
hearth back. So certainly we see this exact thing. What's the plant terror going to do? How is he going to get back? He can't. Wow, that was actually a really nice play. They almost just like let them take it. So as soon as you go in that plant tower and move out past halfway mark, just go in. You're gonna be defending a 4v5 on a 22% core. It's not gonna happen.
This is the face I make of SMG being SMG.
That's a really nice play.
It
like,
was.
That's how you just completely flip a situation where you've lost and turn. You just get the best out of it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
SMG.
Symbiote Gaming will be
2-0.
advancing to your Grand Finals 2-0 over
Yep.
Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses, good performance overall.
Yeah,
Making it to
they
the
look
semis.
strong. They did look pretty strong.
Good, I mean, yeah, I think this squad looks better than their previous squad.
Yeah.
Assuming this is a new thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're trying out new guys or they're making rotations or they have 3 subs. 3 subs seems a little crazy. Like, why would you compete? So,
Maybe testing it out. It is just
Yeah.
a qualifier tournament, so maybe
Yep.
they're just seeing how well these players perform under pressure, because there's certainly a lot of pressure here, especially if they don't have any tournament experience. This could be a good way just to see how well they perform under this the pressure of being in a tournament. So, who knows? Obviously, thanks to EG for coming out and playing. Hope to see them again, no matter who they're playing and who they have on their team. But it's always enjoyable games for sure.
yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna update the bracket here, and we're gonna see if we have our results from other matches. Can you pull up the online bracket?
Sure can. So, we've seen 3 out of the 4 games we've casted. Our teams have attempted to use Brightwing to counter SMG. It kind of works, but it's not enough of a play make.
I have to say, in that last game, some of the Emerald wins were a little too soon. They weren't the best Emerald wins. They weren't as moist as I'd like to see my Emerald wins. I mean, some of the Emerald wins are really just, as good as it gets. And it looks like we're still waiting on the results for Cloud9 versus Glorious. Now, that's going on one of the other streams, so guys, make sure you watch that game. And I
believe that is on Four Court Jester's stream, so it'll be twitch.tv/fourcourtjester. So, guys, if that stream is still happening, if those games are still going on, please check those out. Check those games out. And I believe during the finals of the tournament, SMG versus either Cloud9 Maelstrom or Glorious, we will be having the losers final match, if you want to call it that. It's basically for third place, for seeding points. We will be seeing Evil Geniuses versus the loser of Cloud9 Maelstrom or Glorious.
Yeah, we can look at the bracket once again. We've seen it a few times, so why not look at it again? We see Symbiote has advanced to the finals, defeating both Cloud9 Vortex and Evil Geniuses in this tournament. And we can look at all the other results. We see that EG went over Integrity Gaming with a forfeit and then defeated Wildfire 2-0, but finally lost to Symbiote Gaming 0-2.
And then we have Cloud9 Maelstrom taking Clairvoyant. I believe that was a 2-0. Yes, it was. And Glorious over ESV Tempest, also a 2-0. quite a few 2-0s this tournament.
So
Wait a minute. Are all of them 2-0s?
2-0, 2-0, 2-0, forfeit, 2-0, 2-0. Yeah, all 2-0s.
Every single match that's happened this tournament so far has been a 2-0. Haven't seen any teams that have been matched up super close in skill level yet, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see how the finals goes, of course. But SMG looking to be the Cloud9 Slayer, perhaps? If Cloud9 Maelstrom advances to the finals, maybe we will see that. Or perhaps their wacky strategies will be enough to confuse SMG and perhaps succumbing to their first tournament loss. We will find out.
We'll find out in just a bit, guys. We're going to be throwing to a quick commercial break. And once the other match is over, we will be back with the grand finals of Kings of the Storm Weekly number 5. It's going to be Symbiote Gaming versus
either Cloud9 Maelstrom or Glorious.
We don't know yet.
Don't know.
But we
Question marks.
We will find out. So, guys, stay tuned.
Yes.
We'll be back in just a bit. And make sure you watch the other streams, too. So, guys, we'll be back.
Absolutely.